Hello and welcome back to Firstsales 0 to 200 series, where we've learned three things so far. 1. What is cold email? 2. How to set up a domain and email sending account. And 3. How to write an effective cold email. Now we're going to learn about how to set up your campaign inside of Firstsales so that you can start filling up your pipeline. On our last video, we had signed up for Firstsales. We got our domain, we got our account going, we got our email warm-up going, and then we learned how to write emails. So at this point, we assume that we have 1, a list of prospects, 2, the emails that we're going to be sending, the copy, and 3, we've signed up for Firstsales and we're ready to go. The first thing you want to do is you want to add your contacts. Now you're going to go to Firstsales, you're going to click on contacts. You can click on add contacts. Now, contacts work in a certain way. They are organized by either a list or a segment. In the beginning, you're going to want to create a new list and add your contacts there. Now, Firstsales is going to give it a bit of a title based on the time and date, but what you want to do is give it a good naming convention so that you understand who these prospects are. In our case, in the way that we do it and the way that I like to do it, is I'd like to give a little bit of a detail about who the prospects are within that list. I go with what their position is, their industry, and their geographical location. So for an example, I will say this is a list of CXOs in the SaaS industry. And they are from USA, let's say. We'll hit continue. And it's very, very easy to get your prospects in here. So we'll go ahead and add our demo sheet over here. As you can see, it comes up right away. Hit proceed. And you can leave the source name just like that. And what I like to do is add some tags based on who these people are. So we'll add a tag that's called CXO, SaaS, and USA. Now, if a contact already exists on this list and you don't want to update, so meaning so that you don't get data overwritten, you will click here. But in this case, we don't need that. Firstsales is smart enough to understand which one's the email, which one's the first and last name, but just in case you need to review that, you can do that here. There are custom fields that are automatically added by Firstsales. If there are fields other than the first, last name, and email, Firstsales will detect those and add them as custom fields so that you can use them inside your campaign later on. You can click here and it will update the contact. That went by very quickly. You click close. And there they are. Now, if you notice, there is one account here that is suspended. Now, I purposely added 4 different good emails and 1 email from a domain that doesn't really exist, just so that you can see how Firstsales does some quick work of the cleaning of the list. It will quickly check to make sure that the email you are setting in there is actually valid. Otherwise, it will not send an email to it. So if we go into this contact, you will see that it says udit@pitchgroundd.com. So this is misspelled. This one doesn't exist. So Firstsales says, wait a second. This contact, you're not sending an email to them. So now if we go into the list part here, we can see our list. We can see our total number of contacts. And here's where you can add a segment. Now the segment is a very, very powerful feature. You go in here and we'll say, for an example, active CXOs. We click on add an ad block. And now we can do any sort of segmentation that we need. Whether they have a certain tags, whether they don't have certain tags, if they are in a list, if they're not in a list, if they are a cold status, or if they are suspended or anything else. So for an example, if we go into status here, it will give us the options right there. If they are in another segment, if they were used in a certain campaign or not, We're going to add some campaigns, so you'll be able to see that there. There are all types of ways that you can segment out your contacts. So if you want to say tags include CXO and you create this segment, Firstsales is going to start looking at all the contacts that are inside of your workspace. And then if they fit that tag of CXOs, they will start showing up right here. That about does it for contacts. Let's move on to the campaign itself. We're going to click here on campaign. I'm going to create a new campaign, and we're going to call this CXO SaaS USA. Now I like to keep the naming convention similar to the list naming convention, so that when I take a look at a list or a segment, I understand that this campaign is the one that's sending to that list. I like to do it this way. You can do it any which way you want. Firstsales is very flexible in that regards. So you are able to organize yourself in any way that you like, name your things any way that you like. So for an example, let's say you are doing campaigns for your clients. You may say, client ABC, and then what, campaign 1 or something like that, right? Yeah. And then the naming convention. So you can really go into detail about what this campaign is about, and go on to the next step. So step number 2 is to start your filter to say, hey, these are the contacts that I want to send to. So in our case, I will say, if they are in the list, CXO SaaS USA, then I want to send them a campaign. So we'll get started. Now Firstsales is going to ask you, which email account do you want to use to send emails to these contacts? This is the one that we set up earlier. So we're going to go ahead and click this to enable it. It's that easy. The next step is the options. Now these options here will allow you to add either CC or BCC, or change your reply to address. Now this is something that I really want you to pay attention to, because we use this all the time. So what we do is we set up a bunch of mail accounts over here, let's say 15, 20, 25 accounts. And then we use one account that all of them will reply to, so that we can track the replies and reply to them. So for an example, if we reach out as Firstsales for Firstsales purposes, we'll say reply to support@firstsales.io, and then our team will be able to follow up with them if they reply to. If, for an example, you're reaching out as Oscar and we have 15, 20 different emails as Oscar@domains, you don't want to be checking all of them, right? You don't want to have to be checking 15, 20 different emails to make sure that you're getting that answer. So what you want to do is, here in the options, you will say, if anyone replies to these, they will reply to Oscar@firstsales.io. This is where your main email goes. And then you'll save this option, right? Now, if anyone in this campaign replies, it doesn't matter where you sent the email from. When they hit that reply button, they will reply to your main email address, and you'll be able to get it in your email address. You'll be able to start a conversation with them, and you'll be able to continue to follow up with them. Now, the next option here is equally as important. You will say, we are probably the only ones, Firstsales is probably the only software, at least that I'm aware of, that will prioritize, that has prioritization as a feature. So what this means is that if you hit prioritize new, 80% of your email quotas for the day will be used to send to new contacts, so new emails, and 20% will be used for follow-ups. If you prioritize follow-ups, 80% will be sent for follow-ups and 20% for new. Now, if you say don't prioritize anything, then it will go 50-50. So what this means is, if you have a campaign that is brand new and you want it to go out to all the new contacts right away instead of the follow-ups, then you will pick this option right here. Now, for most campaigns, we like to prioritize follow-ups, because follow-ups is where the money is made. Usually it takes anywhere from 4 to 7 follow-ups to get a reply, to get any kind of action going. So we do like to prioritize follow-ups. It's up to you. It depends on the campaign that you are running. It depends on the niche that you are reaching out to, and it depends on your copy, right? So go ahead and pick one of the options. If you don't know what to pick, you can say don't prioritize anything, and Firstsales will take care of it for you. So we'll go ahead and click and save that option. And then the next thing here is the schedule. So inside the schedule, you will see here, this is my time zone. Now, if I'm reaching out, so for an example, let's say that I am reaching out to companies in Europe, right? Let's say this is Europe. Now, I don't want to be reaching out doing working hours in Los Angeles, because in Europe, it will be a different time, right? So what I want to do here is I will select the time zone, and I will say something like Amsterdam, right? And now, Firstsales will say, hey, right now in Amsterdam, it's 7:52 a.m., so that you can see exactly what is going on. This is updated in real time. Your time zone, which is mine right now, so it says your time zone is in America and Los Angeles, right? So I'm in the Western United States, but you are looking to send during the European time zone. So Firstsales here is telling you exactly what's going on. We have a very powerful scheduler that you can customize the schedule that you send us, or you can just pick here and say working hours. This is default that we like to use. This is one that I would recommend that you use. You just fix here your time zone. But if you want to get very, very specific about when you are sending your emails, and this you can do later on as you discover what times people are actually opening your emails, which days you are getting the most replies and things like that, you can go with custom right here, and then you can add any sort of interval that you like here. So for an example, if you want to send from 8 in the morning to, let's say, 10 in the morning, I want to send only 5 emails. And then, you know, I want to send from 11 a.m. to, let's say, 12. I want to send another 5. And then I want to wait, because people are going to lunch at 12 or whatever. I want to wait until 2 p.m. and I will send until, I don't know, let's say 6 p.m. I will send the bulk of my emails at the end of the day. And here you have it. Now, I don't want to have to do this 50 different times here. So what I'll do is I'll say copy to all days. Firstsales will automatically copy this same schedule to all of the days. Now, if you don't want to send emails on Saturday and Sunday, which most people don't, I would recommend that you do not, because it's not a working day. People are not going to be active on their email. Why even bother them over the weekend? Respect their time. So, you know, if you have an industry that is only working on the weekends, for an example, and that you know for sure that they're going to be working on the weekend, then it's fair game. But for the most part, you want to avoid sending on the weekend. So all you need to do is just delete these very, very easily, and you're done. You can save your schedule, or it saves automatically for you. Now, if for some reason you've gotten super convoluted and you don't know what to do, and you just want to go back to working hours, you can do that with a simple click. It's that easy. Now, the next thing here is sequences, and this is where we're going to be adding our email copy that we worked on in the last video. We have something at Firstsales called AI Writer. So in case you need help with writing your email copy, in case you need help with coming up with, you know, good copy, and you just need a little bit of inspiration, or you think that AI can do a good job and add that for you, all you need to do is go here to the AI form, fill out this form, and the AI will be able to write your emails for you right here. So we'll go to AI form. We'll use the demo data because this is Firstsales demo. And I like to change this to maybe sarcastic. It's a good one to use. We'll go back to sequences, and as you can see here, Firstsales will be able to generate subject lines, pretext, and also copy for you. So we'll start with the subject line. Let's see if it comes up with a good subject line here. So there you have it. You know, this is what the AI came up with. We're currently using we're using GPT 3.5 Turbo. OpenAI has just released this past week. They just released GPT-4, and we're updating all of our systems to GPT-4. So by the time you are watching this video, we'll be running on GPT-4. And as OpenAI releases the latest API, we're always keeping up with the trend. We're always keeping up with the latest in terms of AI. So, you know, trust that we are going to be able to add amazing content right here with the AI writer. So here, this pretext, this is the little snippet of text that comes under or right after your email subject. So for an example, if we go back here and you see this, here is the subject line and here is the preview text. So this preview text right here is what is being generated. This will have everything to do with this as well. So here is what the AI came up with. And now we want to generate a greeting. So you just click that. It's going to go to OpenAI and it will come back. So GPT has come up with this. There you go. And then we'll say also write some content. AI is going to do it. So right now it's taking into account this that we wrote, this that it wrote, and the greeting as well, right? So right here, I like to format it a little bit, just like that. And this is what the AI came up with. Now, if you want to start using personalization, which I 100% recommend you do, you go through here and add a custom field. So for an example, if you want to add their name, first name, and the default value. So in case you have a list that doesn't have the name, you can say hey there for an example, and then it will give you this. All you have to do is click here to copy it. You go here and paste it, and that's it. So now when you send the emails, it's going to look into the list. It's going to say what is the first name. If there's first name there, it's going to put it in there, and that's all you have to do. There's nothing else to it. Now you can go here and put in your signature. And that's it. Your sequence is saved. Now the cool thing about Firstsales is that after you've done all this stuff and you want to A/B split test, you can A/B split test absolutely anything. So you can, for an example, add more steps into your sequence. Say follow-up 1, follow-up 2. You can say how many days you want to wait between follow-ups. So let's say we want to wait 1 day and then send them a follow-up. Then we want to wait another 2 days and then send them a follow-up. This is easy to do. Now, let's say I want to A/B split test this because I don't know if, for an example, I can come up with a better subject line, right? So what we'll do is we'll say A/B split test this step. Now you get this copy, you delete this, and then you make a new one, right? Or you put in the second one. We'll also generate this here as well. And now you have a split test within a matter of seconds, right? We can do this. Now, if you are going for the follow-up, you'll notice that you cannot click on the subject because the follow-up is going to say RE and then whatever the subject line was before. So the reason that happens is that when we are sending a follow-up within Firstsales, it goes through as a thread so that you have a way higher chance of reaching the inbox. Now, your ESPs or your email service providers, such as Gmail or Outlook or whatever, they're going to know that there's already a conversation going, and this is a reply to a conversation that's already happening. So you have a higher chance of reaching the inbox with your follow-up. So we'll go here. You can change the pretext if you want to on a follow-up. That's fair game, but we won't do that. So what we'll do is we'll generate this here. And we'll generate this content here just for demo purposes. We'll add the custom field for an example. And then we'll go here and we'll take our signature and paste it over here. So now we have this follow-up. We can remove this one for demo purposes. And there we have it. So now we have a sequence. We have A/B split test on this, 2 different subject lines. So if, for an example, you get more opens here than you do with this one, you go with this one for the rest of your campaign. Let's say you want to run an A/B split test on everything. If you want to do an entirely different sequence, you can do that with Firstsales. All you need to do is click here. And what's going to happen is this is going to create a B sequence. So this is the A sequence, your first one. It's going to create a B sequence here. You can start an entirely different sequence right here and split test that as well. It's very, very powerful stuff, easy to do. And that's exactly what we wanted to get right with Firstsales version 2, which is what you're seeing right here, is that we want to make it easy for you to split test absolutely everything. We want you to be able to come up with lots of different copies and just test all of it to make sure that you get the best, highest converting campaigns and you're able to fill up your pipelines, right? So we'll do this. We'll delete this. This is good enough for me to continue. So I'll go ahead and go to the sending queue. Now, as you can see here, there are 4 contacts available here for this campaign. Now you may be wondering, hey, there were 5 contacts. Remember, we had 1 contact that was a rogue contact that was not a good one. So of course, Firstsales will not send any email to that contact. That's why you see here 4 out of 5, because there's 4 active contacts that are good to go out of 5 totals, which is the one that sucks, right? Or the one that doesn't work. So now that we have all this available, we are ready to go. We have our contacts already here. We have our mail account. We have our options and our reply to. We have our schedule. We know when we want to send it. We have our sequences and our A/B split test of whatever we want. We already used AI to do any of the stuff that we needed to. And we are at the sending queue. We see that absolutely everything. Now, Firstsales is going to tell you exactly what is going on at all times. It's going to tell you all the emails that are planned, all the emails that are being currently sending, any of them that are delayed for whatever reason. Let's say that you ran out of your allowed number of emails for the day. So for an example, if we go back to the settings over here, remember we went here and we had our global sending limits. So for an example, if you've already sent 30 emails, right, over here, then this will no longer send an email and it will come up as delayed. And then Firstsales is going to tell you exactly what's going on. So what we want is we want to go ahead and start our campaign. And now our campaign is up and running. It's that easy. It's that simple to get started with Firstsales. Once your campaign starts sending, you'll start getting some analytics over here. You get your random mail analytics. Plus, if you want some advanced analytics specific to your campaign, specific to a sequence or a specific step, you can do it here. As you can see. Now this will say metric not found because there is nothing to show here yet. Of course, this campaign is just about to be sent right now. So if we can see that, we go back to the sending queue, you'll be able to see it will send it in the next 10 minutes. It's going to start sending it. Why? Because our schedule right here says from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Right now it's 8:05 a.m. in Europe, Amsterdam. So if we go back to the sending queue, you will see that it's already sending. So right now it's sending this email right now. So you can see, there you go. This one is planned. It will send in 10 minutes. Why is that? Because we have our limit set right here that every 5 minutes we will send one. So it will send one, 5 minutes later we'll send the other one, 5 minutes later we'll send the other one, so and so on and so forth. So that about wraps it up on how you're gonna go about setting your campaign up on Firstsales. Firstsales is a very, very powerful tool for you to send your cold email outreach. It's a very powerful tool for you to keep a segmentation of your list. And it's a very powerful tool that's going to allow you to fill your pipelines with hot leads pertaining that you, one, have a really good list of prospects, two, you have a very good email sequence that you've been working on or that you want to test on, and three, that you have already set up your domain, that you've set up your email sending accounts properly, exactly how I showed you how to do it in the previous video. If you have all these three things, you will have amazing, successful campaigns, and you'll be able to start making lots of money, filling up your pipeline, filling up your calendar with demo calls, and filling up your calendar with sales calls with using Firstsales.io. Thank you so much for staying till the end of this video series. I hope that you've learned a little bit about what cold email is, how cold emails are written, and how to send your first campaign using Firstsales. I wish you amazing success. And I want to tell you that if you need help in any way, if you are stuck at any point of time, do not hesitate to get in touch with us. You can get in touch with us right now, right here in this chat right now. You can also email our support. You can go through our knowledge base. You can go through our videos. There are so many resources. And on top of that, you can also get into our Facebook community. Right now it's popping. There are a lot of good people inside the Facebook community searching, and also there are a lot of them that are providing lots of different advice on how to do cold email. It's popping out there, so make sure that you join us. And another thing that you can join is our WhatsApp group. Our WhatsApp group right now is totally hot. People from all over the world are joining. They are asking questions. They are giving advice, and it's just an overall good vibe. We are there. I'm there. Udir is there. We are ready to help you in every single step of the way. We know that cold email works. It's something that we are totally passionate about. It's something that we enjoy. It's something that we do every single day. So please feel free to reach out to us. Let us know, hey, Oscar, I need help with this. Hey, Udit, can you help me with that? And we will do our best to make sure that you and your campaigns are absolutely successful with Firstsales.io. Thanks again for sticking around to the end of the video. I hope you have an amazing day. Take care.